How's it going, everybody? This has been a hotly requested video, a gold guide for Warcraft Rumble. So your gold is limited in the game and you want to stretch it to get as much benefit to your account as possible. So in this video, we're going to break down the sources of gold, how I recommend you spend it, and why I recommend you spend it some ways. And then I'm also going to talk about some special offers that appear at certain sigil levels that you may want to be aware of before you hit that, if you do want to be a spender. But if you don't want to be a spender, don't worry, this game is 100% free-to-play friendly. You do get enough gold to have a lot of fun with, and you're going to enjoy the game regardless. So let's get into that right now. Alright guys, so like I said in the opener, we're going to be breaking down kind of the gold economy and the implications and like kind of my recommendations on what we should be doing with gold. First things first, let's talk about where you're getting the gold, right? Sources of gold, your first time completion on stages. Now I've actually beaten all the first time stages, every single one. I just recently beat the last Blackrock stage, which was General Drac. We're not going to attempt the real saying of it. And then, so once we complete the stages, 4 out of the 5 stages are going to give you a set amount of gold. That gold increases. So as you work your way from Elwyn Forest all the way up to Blackrock Mountain, I think in Elwyn it starts at 60, and by the time you get to Blackrock, it's about 115 gold per boss beat for 4 out of the 5 bosses. One boss is instead going to give you some evolution stuff. And evolution stuff we'll talk about in a different video, a different time. Then you have the faction completion of stages. So if we go into a zone that I haven't completed the factions on yet, Stranglethorn Vale for instance, you'll see each stage in this zone now has 5 banners, and I only have filled in 1 banner. So in Stranglethorn Vale, I've beaten every single boss with an alliance leader. Now I need to beat it with a beast leader, then a Blackrock leader, and then a horde leader, oh my god, my tongue, and then a undead leader. Once I do that, for each stage in the zone, so for all 5 stages here, I will get 300 gold for 1,500 gold total on the zone. That's a lot of gold. Then we have PvP rankings. So if I go into the map and I go into PvP, you'll see that once I rank up from Silver 2, the little gold bag here, I'll get 600 gold. So those are kind of your one-time gold amounts, and that's actually going to get you a lot of progression in the game. Definitely enough to do the first kind of round of recommendations I'm going to go through in a second. After that, your reoccurring gold farming method, if you will, is going to be Arc-like Surges. Now, there's not one available right now, but every 3 days, there's Arc-like Surges, which basically takes over one of the zones, gives these stages special properties, and by beating all the stages, you incur 300 gold total. It's going to do that to 2 stages total, so every 3 days, you get an influx of 600 gold, which is pretty good. That's going to help you out tremendously. After that, you have offers. So, I mean, it is a mobile game, guys. Don't be if you're a Blizzard player that didn't play Immortal and hasn't played mobile games before, these prices are going to shock you. This is industry standard for what is considered the premium currency in a game. I've not had to buy any of these to enjoy the game right now. I don't think you have to. This is where, like, the whales and the krakens are going to go nuts. They're going to have super big accounts right away. Does it affect you in PvP? Absolutely. Is the game still fun, free to play, and as a light spender? Abso-freaking-lutely. And I've really enjoyed it for what it is. So these would be your offers. They also have special offers that'll sometimes have gold in it here, kind of compounded with other stuff. And then there's special offers. I don't have one available right now, but for these little sigils, which you get every time you beat a stage for the first time, or when you beat one of those faction stages, you get one of these sigils. Once you get up to, I believe it is level 75, there's a special offer for $20 American. So for me, it was like 25 bucks Canadian. And that gave me 5,000 gold. To put it in perspective, that 5,000 gold doubled my experience income. We'll talk about that. So that's kind of like a special offer where if you got a couple extra bucks, I would suggest dropping it on that if you're enjoying the game. And also, don't hit 75 sigils until you're comfortable to spend that money, if that's what you want. But this game is completely free-to-play friendly. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You will still greatly enjoy it. So that's it for sources of gold. Now let's talk about my recommendations in actually spending said gold. And that's going to be right here. So in this store we see on the bottom left of the secondary screen, this is the store. This is where we're actually spending the gold. Right now you can see it's filled with a bunch of abilities, not characters. This is why it costs $250. This seems out of whack. You're like, oh man, you're not getting that much gold to spend that. Don't worry about that. This is for abilities. The first thing you're going to want to do is unlock all troops. It seems a little weird because of what my store currently has in it, but if I hover over this spell, which is the Common Chain Lightning, this is what I would consider a troop. It costs 90 gold pieces to unlock troops, and there's not like 400 troops or anything crazy like that. These are the troops right here. I was able to unlock them after, I believe, the second day of play. I had every single troop unlocked. That's going to be the first thing you want to do. Then, what you're going to want to do is level up your main team to Rarity Green. What do I mean by Rarity Green? Again, if we go onto the Common Chain Lightning, you'll see right here it's 3 out of 3 stars. I actually only own 2 out of 3 stars right now. The reason it's showing 3 out of 3 is because of that +1. Should I buy this? What that's going to do, it's going to upgrade the rarity of this troop. Again, it's awkward because we're talking about a spell. It's considered a troop. This would upgrade it to Rarity Green. So if we go into my roster real quick, you can see the characters. So if we look at the Dwarven Bear there right in the middle of the screen, you can see a green hue behind him. That's what I mean by Rarity Green. If we look at the Alliance Footman, you'll see it's gray. And if I scroll up and you look at the Safe Pilot, you'll see she's got a blue tint behind her. Same with Jaina, because I currently have them at Rarity Blue, which is the next one after green. So there's a reason to do that. We'll get into that in a little bit. And then what you're going to want to do is purchase the desired talents for the characters you just upgraded to Rarity Green. So what are talents? Talents is what we're talking about here when I said 250 looks expensive. So if I go ahead and I highlight over, let's just go over Jaina. This is a talent for her. This does not increase her star levels like this 90 gold one does for this regular troop. Also, I'll say to level up a leader, it costs 120 for 1 star point, not 90. Just throwing that out there. So this is a talent, and you can only equip 1 talent per rarity. So if you're Rarity Green, you can only purchase 1 talent. Once you purchase that 1 talent for that character, you're not going to see the characters or the talents. So I strongly suggest before you purchase a character's talent, you're going to want to go into their page, see how they have their talents, hit that little I button, and you could read what these talents do. So Blink, periodically teleport away from attackers. That's pretty good. Flurry is the one that's currently in the store. Frostbolts burst on impact, costing enemies near the target, frosting them rather. So this is like an AoE slow. Pretty good as well. And the one I have, which is the one I greatly prefer, Clear Casting. Spells cost 1 less gold, but no less than 1 gold, if played immediately after Jaina. Basically, I'm using this so I can Blizzard. Every time I summon Jaina, I follow it with the Blizzard. I've had a lot of success doing that. So purchase the desired talents for the team that you brought to Rarity Green. That's going to be the main team you're using to beat the nodes for the first time, which is helping you collect gold, which is helping you do a bunch of stuff in the game. After that, mass level all your troops to Rarity Green. We'll talk about why in a second. But so now you have your main team at Rarity Green. You purchase your desired talents for them, mass level all your other troops until the Rarity Green. See, I'm kind of working on that now. I kind of have a couple blue because I'm a spender in the game, so I've bought in a couple characters here and there. I think the Core Hounds, the offer brought them immediately to blue, which was kind of funny. They're really bad though. Don't put interest into the Core Hounds. They're cool in theory, but they're really bad. After that, I think after you've upgraded all the characters to green, or maybe even before that, because I did a little bit before, I definitely enjoyed the benefits of doing so. Purchase talents for your standout characters. So when I say standout characters, like say you had Jaina as your leader right from the get-go, you brought all those characters up to green, you now have talents on them, but you started playing around with your Horde deck, maybe you just unlocked Sneed, and Sneed he's such a good PvP character, you're having so much fun with him. Sorry, I immediately clicked off him. You're having so much fun with him, and you want those characters to be a little bit better. This is what I did. So I really like the Warsong Raider. I brought her up to 3 because she is a PvP powerhouse. I ended up getting a talent for her, and that's what you want to do. You want to put those talents on the standout units, and especially once you beat the regular story mode and you're into that, beat each level with each faction, you're going to need to level up some different characters because you're not really going to be able to use your Jaina deck and just slap it on a Sneed deck and all of a sudden it's going to work. It doesn't pan out that way. So purchase talents for your standout units. And then finally, level those standout units to Rarity Blue. That's right, we're not going to level our main deck anymore to Rarity Blue because that's overkill. Like, I don't need my Jaina deck to be completely blue to have beaten every single level up to the final level, which was the Blackrock Mountain. I did it when they were Rarity Green. That's perfectly fine. So now that we're working on beating each stage with each of the 5 faction leaders, we want kind of to mix it up. We want kind of even power across the board. So like that Warsong Raider I was talking about, maybe bring her up to blue. Maybe bring your safe Rocket up to blue. This is a character I use in all the decks. She's like a really good Unbound character. You maybe want to do something like that. But you might be asking like, hey, okay, these are recommendations, but why? Why are you recommending this? What sort of information do you have this is going to help me grow my account? So, leveling rarity of your characters increases the account level for every 5 troops you've put in an increased rarity on. So what do I mean by account level? So first of all, this also happens when you buy the troops for the first time. So that's why it's super important to buy all the troops. So what this does is this account level you see right underneath dorks and then officer, that badge that says 20 and 2 out of 5. Every single time I increase the rarity of a character, not by their talents, increase the rarity of the character, unlock a character, I get 1 out of 5 points. So I'm up to level 20. Now what does that do? Just so you know, collection level increases as you upgrade minis. So because I'm level 20, I am now gaining 50 experience per quest. My tomes are giving me more, my boosts are giving me more, and the new unit bonus is, that's when you get a character for the first time, it's giving them immediately 984 experience, which is really good. To put that into perspective, this green quest is now baseline 50 experience points. Look at what my characters need to level at this point. 3,750 to bring my Worgen from level 13 to level 14. Before I leveled up all my characters to, or a bunch of them, to green and some to blue, I was only getting 21 experience per. So once I hit level 75 like I was talking about, I bought that 5,000 offer, I just went nuts on upgrading the rarity of as many characters as I could, and then I was at 50. I doubled, more than doubled, the amount of experience I get passively. This obviously helps you level your characters faster, helps you beat those stages faster, helps you get more gold that way. It's a snowball effect. So this is why you want to increase the rarity as you go. Besides just increasing the passive gold you get, it also increases the character's level by 1. So if I go in on Jaina, it's going to show that she's level 17, but in reality, she's actually only level, well, she's blue, she's getting 2 there, 1 from the dungeon 3. She's only level 14. So she's 14, she's getting 2 levels because she's rarity blue, and then she's getting 1 level because of the dungeon thing. We did the dungeon talk in the video before this one. So it's increasing the actual power of your minis as well, and it opens up another talent slot. But just know you can only use 1 talent per troop. So if I go in on my safe lady here, you'll see she has 2 talents, but you can only pick 1. So you can't pick both. I much prefer the Gnomish cloaking device. She gets an extra attack off. Maybe we talk about talents in another video. But that's why. So it increases your passive experience growth. It helps you snowball. It makes your actual characters better in game when you're using them, and it opens up other talent slots. So that's all I want to talk about in this video, guys. We kept it under 15 minutes, so that's good. So this would be your gold economy. It's very limited unless you're going to spend a bunch of money. So be careful with that. Remember, if you're new to mobile games, it gets pretty addictive to get these instant upgrades. So be careful with that. And just know this game is free to play friendly, with patience, with grinding, and just accepting that there's people out there with a lot of money, and they're going to beat you up in PvP from time to time, all right? The PvE chase is super fun. The PvP matchups when you get somebody like-minded like yourself is super fun. It's very competitive. I'm really enjoying this game. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. And again, if you're a veteran and I missed a source of gold or the information was a little off here, please let me know in the comment section below. We'll pin that. Want to make sure we're giving as best information as possible, but this has been my experience. As always, stay happy, healthy, have fun, and have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.